don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented.
And welcome, everyone. Yes, it did say YankeeMania. Do not want to confuse you guys. We only wanted you to see the work now that we're doing on both channels. So you don't miss out on anything. This is Joe from YankeeMania and of course World Sports Mania Entertainment, along with your play-by-play man Evan was nice enough to everybody tonight, and Sean Browning from the History Channel of the New York Yankees and his own channel. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody in the chat already. Ken, how you doing? Welcome, my man. Jacob Petruzzi's in the house. Mario's in the house. So this is being simulcast not only on World Sports Mania Entertainment, but also YankeeMania. But we're on YankeeMania because we want to make sure that you guys, number one, do the nice transfer, come over, definitely subscribe to the channel. And basically, we're here tonight to explain to you what you're going to receive in subscribing and all of that good stuff. So first of all, we're going to say thank you for coming on. A little bit of a note and a little sad note to begin with. We couldn't go out without saying condolences to Lou Holtz's family. Lou Holtz, the great college coach, Notre Dame and all, has passed away at 89 years old, 89 years young, actually. And college football and football itself has lost a great man, ambassador of football. And we really at YankeeMania send our hearts out to his family, his friends, and let him rest in peace. Guys, have anything to say about Lou Holtz before? I know that you guys are young. You haven't really seen him too much, but I'm sure you've heard about him, especially Sean being a historian.
Yeah, no, we heard about him. And then, I caught some of his commentary when he was on ESPN, in the early 2000s, late 90s. He did it for 10 years. But yeah, he's an absolute legend. You hear the stories about him. I didn't catch him when he was coaching, and I was born when he won the national championship. So, put that in complex. So, you look at it as, hey, he was a legend that came before, but how much has football grown because of men like Lou Holtz? There's so many players that we idolize that learned from him.
Right.
Ishmael Rocket. You had a lot of Tim Brown from the Oakland Raiders. Some of those Hall of Famers like that. That was their coach right there.
Awesome.
So and it's just different. And then also, the fact he lived to be 89 years old, that's a legendary stat in and of itself. And it's a blessing. But yeah, sincere prayers to all his family and those that knew him personally as well as professionally. Sincere condolences, and let us remember what he taught and the lessons that he gave us. And let's push that forward. That way his legacy not get forgotten.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be pretty hard to forget the legacy of Lou Holtz. Believe me, guys. So, Evan, you have a couple of words for
it? Honestly, not too many. I wasn't totally familiar with who he was, but no, I think he was just a guy who set an example a guy who set different precedents for college football and for the NFL, and
Mhm.
uh, I hope his legacy continues on in the sport.
Great. Okay. Well, like I said, rest in peace, our friend, and you will be missed 100%, 1,000%. You will be missed in the football family. So let's get started here, everyone. So we started a show called YankeeMania way back when, believe that, in May of 2025. And we started with doing a little pregame and a little this and a little of that. And from that, we decided to go on a morning program and do a show called Coffee, Bagels, and Yankee Talk in the chat. And little by little, there were people that were coming on, like Charles and Michael D, and people like that. And you guys started to blend a little bit. From there, we were going a little bit more and a little bit more. We actually started at 8:30 in the morning, and then you guys turned around and asked if we can go to 9 o'clock. 8:30 was a little too early because they bring your kids to school, pick up grandkids and all of that, or go to work, and you can't settle in. So we changed the time. We listened to you guys, and we were building some the subs and all of that, and that was awesome. Then, as the season progressed, we got a little bit better in the chat. We were getting more subs, and one thing led to another, and we ended up listening to you guys and going on from 9. From 9, we went on to our current time, which is 9:30 a.m. And it's been very successful, and we thank each and every one of you for rah-rahing the show all the time, for all the subs. So that then we came up with ideas. We actually met up with a person by the name of Nitin and his Sports Rush team, and he took a liking to us, and he said that he'd be able to bring us guests. Sometimes not that early in the morning, but we would make provisions for that. And that's what we did. And that grew and grew to the point where we now have 1,258 videos out on YankeeMania. So all you have to do is press the like button, subscribe, and you will be able to see so many different stars that have been on, all the way from first-year stars to the present, and how about Hall of Famers? How about Super Bowl champions? Just to name you a few. And actors and actresses and CEOs and GMs. We have had it all. We've had an umpire of 30 years, Phil Cuzzy. He was gracious enough to come on, and he was so nice that he retired on our show. And he could have went anywhere, but he felt comfortable with us, and he retired on YankeeMania. We have the proof. We have a cut version of the show. It's like a minute and a half, and he explains that he never told anybody but the officers of Major League Baseball, and he said it on our show, so we're very, very proud of that. While that was all going on, I met some incredible people that I knew that would be incredible on this show. And two of them are right in front of me right now. I really hope some of the other crew can come on and say hello, because that's the way I can properly thank everyone, that the family that we are. Evan came on the show, and little by little, now he was in the chat, and so was Sean Browning. And one thing led to another, and they came on, and Evan came up with said, "Hey, Joe, you think it's possible I could do a play-by-play?" I said, "Yeah, sure." I didn't listen to anything. I just listened to what he was doing, what he was saying. It felt right. It just felt like the moment, and he did it. And he did a couple of Giant games. He did all kinds of stuff. But the best one of them all was that he did the play-by-play by himself, basically, of the Super Bowl. So that is an accomplishment in itself, and we're gonna get comments from Evan on doing that and all of that in just a couple of minutes. I just want to give you a little history of where we're going with this. So we were doing that, and then like I said, Nitin came aboard, took a liking to us, and we started doing shows like at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, because sometimes you have to cater. You really do, to the athletes. Remember, they're doing us a favor. We're not doing them a favor unless you become buddy and you start promoting what they're doing. So you get a guy like Andrew Jones who's going into the Hall of Fame, and he says, well, I'd like to come on, but I can't come on at 9:30, but I can come on at 1 o'clock. Well, you know what? We're going to accommodate him, and we're going to do our coffee bagel show at 1 o'clock, or turn it into lunch. Whatever it is, you have to accommodate. Then we said, you know what? We met from almost the beginning, Ken from the Yankees, The Ugly Truth, and we took a liking, and now we're like brothers. His family's incredible, and he had the idea. He was doing play-by-play, actually, he didn't have his own show yet, but he was doing the play-by-play, and he was about to embark in it. And he said, hey, Joe, what do you think about maybe doing a few play-by-plays? Now, this is like, April, May of 2025. And that's what we did. And it was pretty successful. But he was doing the play-by-plays. So even though we're YankeeMania, and he's, the Yankees, The Ugly Truth, there was no way that I was going to step on anybody's toes, especially Ken's. We don't do that here. And so he did most of the play-by-plays, and he was nice enough to invite us on. So that leads us into where we are now. Because we progressed, and Ken is so gracious, we brought up the idea of simulcasting both channels. And that's what we did, because a lot of us have a lot of your viewers liking both our channels. So why not put it together? But in the meantime, when we're simulcasting people on YankeeMania, now always remember, Ken is also a part of YankeeMania, but he has his own channel. And he had suggested, he said, well, why don't we have one of anybody that like to come up? And because Evan had already been the Super Bowl announcer, basketball, and all of that, he said, well, let him start. And then little by little, we can work our way up to like Chef Nick and Johnny Salami and anybody else that wants to come on and take a hit. So that's why we're simulcasting. So the kudos goes to Ken and to the staff, to all of us for doing this. And that leads us into why we do simulcasting. Now, there will be days that YankeeMania will have it alone, because Ken, he doesn't mind me saying it, because I usually say obligations, but he bowls with family members on Wednesday nights, and that's a tradition, and you never give up tradition with your own family. So he has been courteous enough to let us do it. And so we do it, and then he might pop on if he can later on in the game. But our very own Evan is, when he can, he's the leader of it. I do. I like doing the play-by-plays, but I got a lot of work to do. I want the shows to shine, so I try to do the best I can, and I want other people to shine. And that's why people like, besides Evan, you have Jason now, who's doing our Met games. Matter of fact, Jason and Evan are twin brothers, and when you close your eyes, you can't tell them apart. So it's an amazing feat. So we started with that. Then we were growing with these subs. We're going to 200, 300, 400. and we hit the magic 500, which gave us monetization, and we can do a few other things, and we can have private shows and also super chats and all of that. So that came in. That came up. While that was going on, we started the football season was coming. Excuse me. And Evan turned around and said, "Hey, why don't we do some football?" I said, "You want to do it? You got carte blanche, you do it." And that's what he did. So now things are happening. Then we had well, now I was going to say the winter meetings, but the trade deadline, which we were on for 10 hours. So you have the morning show, you have the Yankee games, and you have 10 hours of doing the winter meetings. I'm sorry, the trade deadline. And we did it. Everybody lent a hand, including Evan and Sean Browning and Nitin. Everybody gave a hand in that, and that was awesome. So again, that started. Then we had the idea of doing WWE wrestling. People were asking, "Well, why don't you're entertainment?" So okay, so we started doing some play-by-plays. We did Royal Rumble. We did a few things, and it was successful. And so one thing led to another, and I had it in my head because my mind is always going, and I sat the guys down and I said, well, why don't we possibly do a second channel? And this is where this comes in. The second channel will not only be sports, but it will be a entertainment media capital of what we can do in the world. And so we decided, okay, so what are we going to put there? Well, we know that the Yankees are the Yankees, and that deserves its own platform. So YankeeMania will be just that. Pre-game shows. It will have the morning show because it's Coffee Bagels Yankee Talk. Then it's going to have the history show with Sean Browning and with Charles. That is going to stay on YankeeMania. We're going to do the Yankee games, simulcasted, as you know. We're going to do post-game shows. Any baseball interviews or any baseball interviews will be on YankeeMania. If we get a guest, could be John Cena. That is going to go on the new channel of World Sports Mania Entertainment. So when you see, if we have a guest, if we have a singer, could be anybody. I mean, whatever. Like the other, it doesn't matter. If it's not Yankee related, it's going to World Sports Mania Entertainment. Now, what I know that's a lot to grasp, but before we go on, I would like Evan to come on and just basically how he felt, how we got the idea of calling, wanting to call the games and how to do it, and how we led to the point where we started thinking about going to a second channel. Evan, take it away.
Yes, thank you, Joe, for that. So, just a little bit to start about, how I found the channel and how I got into the idea of, actually joining the show. So, when I started watching the show, it was, around middle of May to like the beginning of June, I would say. I started watching the show, and I noticed that this was before I knew Joe was on the radio or like he did any of the things that he did, because I didn't even know him at that point. I was listening to the show, and I just found it very interesting how everybody was providing a different perspective to the show. It was like Joe, Sean, and Nitin was on at that point, I think too, a little bit later on. So, it was great to hear the perspectives that they were talking about with the Yankees. Everybody was really knowledgeable. They knew what they were talking about. And obviously, all of their backgrounds prove why they were so knowledgeable, because of the things that they had done before in the industry. And even with Sean too, like he's a really good historian. He knows what he's talking about, and with the Yankees, that's why he has his own history show now, because he has that knowledge. So yeah, I've listened to the show for about 2 months now, and then it was July 4th. So it was about a month later, July 4th. I was in the chat, and pretty much that was the first time that I actually started typing things. Was it? No, it was before. I started saying things before, but this was the time when I really felt connected to the show because it was on July 4th, and it was a good opportunity to just talk about anything that we were doing for the holiday and stuff like that. And that's when it was noticed that this show was definitely a close partnership, definitely a close bond between one another. And so it was around the trade deadline then. So fast forward to the trade deadline, July 31st. I pretty much, the day before that, I remember emailing Joe saying, "Oh yeah, is it okay if I can hop on for the trade deadline?" Because he was allowing guests to come on for the trade deadline. And at that time, it was George who was on, and it was another person who we're not going to say on the show, but it was another person who I thought was um, they were both knowledgeable. They were both younger than I am. They were both great at what they did, and I thought I would hop on for the trade deadline to say my piece on the Yankees, what they should do, and all that. And then the next day, I get an email, or that night, I get an email from Joe, pretty much saying that he would call me and let me know what's going to be happening on the channel and when I could possibly come on. And then I get a call from Joe the next morning around 7 a.m. And he invited me on the morning show. And pretty much the rest is history from that point on. And so how I got the idea of doing play-by-play. So pretty much every time I've watched a Yankee game, I've always paid attention to the broadcasters, the way that they have called the game and the way that they analyze the game. And I pretty much took note of what they've done to prepare and look at certain aspects of the game from their point of view. So I started kind of relaying that to myself and finding out different information, looking up different things, and just being prepared, being as prepared as I can be. And during the game, I would kind of relay through my head what was going on during the game, like what the play-by-play was doing, what the action was like, and pretty much just saying those types of things in my head. And so that kind of got me prepared to actually do live games. So I had never done any sort of live play-by-play on YouTube or for any sort of broadcasting or anything like that before. My first one was Yankees against the Twins last year when I decided to do that game. And that's pretty much how it got started. And I'm actually pretty impressed with myself. I didn't know how I was going to do at that point. I was kind of nervous, but I thought I did well. And thank you to the support of Joe and everybody else on the channel that's allowed me to do what I've done. We've gotten many views for many of the play-by-plays, the biggest one including the Super Bowl, which I was very happy to call and keep you guys engaged for the whole time. I thought that was great. Happy to keep you guys entertained during that Super Bowl. I know it was a little bit boring and you guys could have not paid attention anymore, but you stayed into the stream, you stayed active in the chat, and everybody was fantastic with the way that they supported that game. So just want to thank everybody for that. And yes, so we have an entertainment channel now, which I think is great to kind of separate between sports and entertainment. Obviously, you can classify those as similar things, but there's differences to them too. Like the entertainment show with Chef Nick and Maria Venuto, Angelo Venuto, and then Katharina Miccio, and of course Joe as well. So everybody kind of has a active role now with this channel, with this new channel. And for me, from my aspect, it's going to be the NBA show. So now it's going to go from it's going to be from a transition from an NBA show to kind of like a live NBA game every single week, where every week myself, Jason, Chef Nick, Nathan, and possibly Sean as well are going to come on and do a live play-by-play of an NBA game every single week. So it will be myself, me and Jason and I might rotate who does the play-by-play. We're going to have Chef Nick as an analyst, and we're going to have Nathan do the score updates. And Sean can be in the background. He could pretty much deliver whatever he wants. He can kind of be like our historian sort of to that and say whatever he wants. Maybe he can come up during halftime and provide some history on both teams. He could do whatever he wants with that. And I just think it's great that we have the flexibility to do that now on this new channel, along with NY Yankee Mania too. So really looking forward to that. And that's pretty much all I got. But thank you guys very much.
Great, Evan. Excellent. I want to welcome Jason to the stream because he not only took us by storm, but he came up with an idea live on our show this morning that I am very, very excited for now. And he's gonna get his chance to talk on the platform. But before we go to Jason, Sean Browning, I'm going to go in steps of the way people came on the show. So Sean Browning, a few words, how you got here.
Well, I've been here, been part of it with since day one. And I remember when you initially asked for different other people that wanted to have, and you contacted me and I replied back on the email. And then, we talked and then it began, and as things were started, but a little bit before you started doing your show, I was on there with Ken, he started, and with a lot of different other content creators. Yeah, it just, I don't know. I just could tell the connection right from the first time we talked, Joe. It was like when we started emailing each other, texting each other, I was like, all right, someone that definitely knows what they're talking about, and this is going to be good contact. There's somebody that cares about doing it the right way. And, and it just started taking off. I mean, we went through there and it got a little bumpy, but then it smoothed out. Everything, after all the dust settled, things began, and, Evan came on board, and Nathan, and Ken, and all of us together, we just kept going off and feeding off each other, Chef Nick, and then it took off. And then you remember the interviews, some of the first ones we had, and they were awesome. And then Katrina, she was so awesome. And then it just began to just continue. And it was like that whole entertainment part of, like we were doing the sports and then the wrestling. We were building up your channel, the Total Turnbuckle Talk. And, things started running. And then the whole entertainment part of it, it just began to take it went from like being a part of the side meal to just being, its own entree, and then a whole part of the whole feast. And, it just kind of took a life of its own. And now we got a channel that we can dedicate to it with all the different sports that we cover, the wrestling and the basketball and football, college basketball, which Jason's going to cover more about that. The World Baseball Classic going on here in a couple days, which we're going to cover for y'all. But then it's like, and then at some point, Charles, he brought up that he wanted to do a history channel, and more people wanted to bring up a history segment of the Yankees, because there was like a lot of times you can't really talk about the Yankees without talking about the history of the Yankees. So when Charles brought that up in an email, I was like, yeah, I could definitely do that. And then Joe was like, hey, you want to be the lead? And one thing led to another, and we got that show off running a couple weeks ago. And we're going to have another one on the 16th. And it's just so great. I mean, because when you can just talk about different sports and spend hours talking with each other, like when Joe mentioned that whole 10-hour trade deadline, that was so wild with all the moves the Yankees made. But just we were covering it and we were talking about it. And then, boom, it was like we were talking about Ryan McMahon, and boom, the Yankees trade for Ryan McMahon. We were talking about Jake Bird and some of these other guys, Duvall, and boom, Brian Cashman, makes a move there. And it's like, what? And then we got David Bednar, and you're like, wait. We wanted David Bednar. Now we got David Bednar. And yeah, it was just, a Cavallero. You were like, what? We didn't even think
he went from one dugout to the other.
right. Yeah, that too. And it was like, thought you didn't even think about it because especially with Duval, that was kind of like out of outfield, way out of left field, like from the left field nosebleed section. But you know what? I mean, the Yankees are fun, and then it's wild covering them and being a fan. But then it was just the sports, baseball, fever, its own fever, just like wrestling has its own fever, just like entertainment. When you get caught up with some of the stars we've had in entertainment, if you guys hadn't checked out the last couple of days of the interviews, I highly recommend you do so because man, I was blown away by Raquel, Aurelia, and then yesterday, Tony Ferrara, she just totally took over the show without even really trying to take over the show. The same thing with Raquel, and you guys got to check it out because I'm telling y'all, there's something about this. And then also Ken, and shout out, Ken is amazing. There's a lot of work, check out the Yankees, The Ugly Truth, because Joe and Ken are guys that they're old time Yankee fans, but they really know what they're talking about. And Joe is so well rounded in not only wrestling and a lot of sports. And I'm not just saying that because he's up here in the left corner or the godfather of this channel. It's just though that you can really tell from them talking to you that they really know. And then when I was trying to relaunch my history channel, True Historian, it was Joe and it was Ken that were saying, "No, you should do it." And and everybody else has been like rah-rahing it. And so I just want to thank them. But yeah, you guys, we're definitely a family. We're not just saying that to be a cliche. We're saying it because there's truth. It's a mafia here at YankeeMania and World Sports Mania Entertainment. And now I'm gonna.
Yeah. And before we go to Jason, there is one other show that I am very, very proud of. And that was November 11th. November 11th, we were on for almost 5 hours, actually. We had an incredible show to salute the troops. And anybody came up also if you had an illness or if you were recovering from something. And we had a tremendous, tremendous show. We had CEOs, we had ex-ball players, we had oh my God, you name it. We had it on the show, and actors, actresses. It was a happening, everyone, and we are so glad. And we're going to do that every 11th of November from here on in because it was very successful. I am very proud of that show. We did so much. And everybody was so gracious to come on, whoever could, and thank you, for that. So you could look for that show also on World Sports Mania Entertainment. So that is a given. And then we come to and I wish we had Johnny Salami here. I mean, with all these guys, we'd probably go 7-8 hours. Chef Nick has just posted something, so let's go to it before we go. I don't mean to put Jason off, but I want to do this now because everybody's typing. What's up, everyone? Please subscribe, roast, boil, and saute the button down below. You guys are my rock stars and chefs. We are here for you, and there's no other substitute. Well, thank you, Chef. If you could find your way to come on, we really would love that. That would be awesome. Just press the button and get us going on both channels. Now that leads us up to Jason. Jason is started with a little Met information. Boo! No, we don't boo that. We do not boo that. And I find that really, really good for the show because we needed to add spice. We needed Met fans. We need Red Sox fans. We need Dodger fans to really get this exploding, but in a nice way. We talk. There's no reason for cursing. There's none of that putting anybody down. We all have an opinion. That's what life is all about. So Jason came aboard, and he started, doing a little something, and then he's been an amazing, not only a person, but a contributor to the show. And he doesn't know how you don't realize, and he doesn't know how important he really is, and not because he gives to the what he's done. It's because he cares. And these are young guys that are they're special people. People don't do what they do. They're all talking, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. They do nothing. But these guys say they're going to do, they do. And they're mixing their school life, their college life, all their lives to do what they absolutely love. So, Jason, on that note, take it away.
Yep. So, first of all, I want to say good evening to everybody. Hope everybody's having a great night. Yeah. So, first of all, I just want to say, even though I'm still new here, thank you guys still for welcoming me. That includes everybody off the stream, not here tonight. And plus, hope Johnny, you feel better. So yeah, I wanted to come on here. I wanted to be like an anchor to everybody else, but in my own way, to share Met news, Met information, anything Mets related. I just wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be a little bit different from how you guys do things, because you guys are Yankee fans. So I just wanted to share my own perspective on my own team.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that it's great that you guys gave me the opportunity to come on here and do this. So I feel honored by you guys. You guys put in a lot of work, so I just feel honored that you guys respect me enough to give me a chance to do this. So thank you very much. And yep. So regarding the March Madness games, I'm going to be doing the live play-by-play for some March Madness games here on this channel. You guys know I'm going to bring the energy. March Madness is a special time. Anything could happen. A 16 seed could upset a 1 seed at any moment. You never know. Just like when UMBC upset Virginia and so forth. Any seeds can go all the way to win. So any game I do, I'm going to bring my passion, my energy, because I love basketball. I love calling it. I wanted to be a sports broadcaster ever since I was like maybe 5 or 6 years old. So the fact that I get to do this now on this channel really means a lot, and I'm humbled and honored to have the opportunity to do this. So it's gonna be very exciting. I'm looking forward to calling it all the games that I do. It's gonna be definitely a lot of fun. So I feel that it's going to be great times to share, great moments, legacies are going to be made. So, it's going to be it's going to be awesome. So thank you guys.
No, you're welcome. Are you kidding? Thank you for your support and everything that you do for the channel. It means a lot. Now, you may see on, and thanks, Jason. You may see on the screen After Dark show on World Sports Mania Entertainment has a new time every Saturday night at 11 p.m. For all of you that don't know, we do a entertainment After Dark show. It was on YankeeMania, and basically what it is, it's a I got through the week show, and what you're doing. We just don't talk sports. You can't talk Yankees. You can talk Lakers. You can talk Giants, whatever you want to talk, Knicks. But it's a show where we unwind. That's what it's all about. After Dark and entertainment talk. And we talk, if you went to go see a play, or if you went out to the mall with your grandkids, you wanted to talk about it, you had such a great time, we talk about it. And it doesn't have to pertain to sports. We've had shows where we talk about everything. The snowstorm. How do we stay safe? What are we doing? How are your parents taken care of? Are your grandparents taken care of? The kids. What about the kids? What about the sick people? So these are the things that we do, and that show again. Right away, a couple people. Oh, Joe, is that one of these hip shows that they do that? No, it's What I mean by overnight, it's a family thing. This is a family affair. It really is. Now it is late for the kids, so it does say not necessarily right for the. First of all, they should anybody under and again I don't want to play father here, but if it's 11 o'clock at night, they really should be in bed if they're under 12 years old. I mean, come on. But that's besides the point. But we do that, and it's a lot of fun. And if you're sad, we're sad. You'll find that out. If you're happy, we're happy. And we go with the flow. We know, we understand how you guys are doing, and we'll cater, and we will do that. We dedicate shows here. We do birthdays. We have Maria Venuto, our wonderful, beautiful singer, on the entertainment show with Chef Nick, and and that show. She sings Happy Birthday. She'll sing the national anthem. She'll do whatever you like. Caterina Michio, she has suffered through 2 major illnesses, but look at her. She's gorgeous inside and out. She's been on The Sopranos. She produces all kinds of movies, short movies. She runs all kinds of Italian federations in the city. She puts together all kinds of shows, comedy, you name it. I mean, that's a fight. That's a fighter. And we are lucky to have her. Plus, while she's on or not on, she's offered to help somebody in the chat, in the world, whatever. If you just battled cancer or leukemia or something, you need somebody to talk, but you don't feel comfortable with the person that, and you wanted an outside source. She gave her heart and soul to do that. And that is wonderful. That is what we are all about. There has not been one time that, people have gone to joeyankees28@gmail.com and we have not responded. And if you have a question for Evan, or Jason, or Sean, or Chef Nick, or Nitin, it always gets to them. If it's not, it's only because of the fact of the busyness, but we get to you. We know it's there. So again, it's a closeness of the family that brings us all together, and that's what World Sports Mania Entertainment is all about. We will have all kinds of shows, and we like to do them live as much as we can, because you deserve to hear all of the perspectives live and also talk to the guests that we have. And that leads us into what I'm very excited about eventually. We're going to have an open phone. We're going to have a phone line where you guys are going to call up. It's going to be like old time radio. You call up and, we have, hey, what's your question? Okay, no problem. Click, you stay on, and you come on with the guys and the girls or whoever we have here. And that's another thing. We are building up a women's format here. Women's format is so enjoyable on this station. We want this to be for everybody, not just men athletes, women athletes. WWE superstars, the women, they are phenomenal actors, actresses, and sports oriented. This is what it's all about. We try to get everybody involved, and we will, but we need your help too. All we need is for you to subscribe to. We want to get YankeeMania to 1,000 subs. You don't understand how much different the stuff will happen with that, because YouTube now is starting to take notice, and they're watching the shows, and they're watching everything, and they're watching to make sure the subscribers are real subscribers. It's not like we have 25 on that channel. No, and when we're getting close to the 1,000, this means that we are working out. We are being noticed. And that's what we want for this station. Now, I understand it's got to grow, but in a week, we've had 43, 44 subs. And on top of that, what really surprised me, and what a yes and no, is we've had over 5,200 views in 1 week. It's got to tell you something. We are engaging with people. Even if it shows 5 people watching, that doesn't tell the story, people. It doesn't. They're out there. We send hashtags. YouTube sends it out. And that's why, as I always say, press that like button, because that like button brings us to the promised land. And all of you, another thing that I think I have to get out here, and I say it on my shorts on YouTube, which I'm so happy that I started, and I'm hoping that each and one of our panel will start doing that too, to plug themselves, to plug their shows, and the manias, and eventually it will. Everybody has, the time is limited, but I want to let you know something. When you do super chats, or you notice, and you know me by now, I never ask for them. I only tell it because when somebody does it, I have to acknowledge it. Now, every 2 months, I call. Could be the Towers, it could be the Red Cross, it could be cancer research, kids in need, any one of those, or Lou Gehrig's disease, all of that. I call them, and they send me an envelope, and the money that is accumulated from the chats, from all of it, memberships, every 2 months it goes to a certain place. Now, we started that in way back in we started super chats in October, so it's been a short time, but every 2 months. Now, we don't lie, the money goes to that, and the money goes to support the show on its feet, to pay for StreamYard. StreamYard went up a little bit, but it's okay. We understand you have to pay something. So that money goes there. We don't see any of it. We're here for the beauty of you guys. Now, when you get to 1,000 subs, now YouTube starts taking over. I'm talking to you like you're my brothers and sisters. YouTube takes over, and they put in their own commercials. Now, you say, oh, we're going to get rich. No, we're not going to get rich. They take 30% of it, and it's a certain amount of money, but at least it's coming from the commercials. So what'll happen is, I'll probably, when we're lucky enough to get to the 1,000, and I hope it's soon, we're going to break it up like 20 seconds, 10 seconds, and like this, and you'll never miss a word. It'll break for a minute. You might see a lottery commercial. Let's say Toyota. I don't know. Whatever they put on there, you'll see that, but you'll never miss what Evan is saying, or Sean Browning, or Jason, or myself, or Nitin. It will break, but it'll go right to that spot, so you never have to worry. Now, that money that comes in, that we will be able to do a little something for everybody. The people that we have on staff understand where we are. We're trying to build a juggernaut here. We're trying to get on, like Nitin is doing everything he can to up the show to a point where we get more noticed and more rated. If we can get to that, our ultimate goal is to go. We're going to go on Spotify. We're going to go on Apple. We're going to do all that. But you got to do it in steps. Now we're past the crawling stage. This is why you say, "Oh, Joe, you're not on. You're not this. You're not that." Well, this is the reason. Because there's only so much in a day, and I dedicate my whole day to this show, to now both shows. You don't think I want to become like Jabber and the Mouth Show with Nitin? Of course we do. And they see the potential, and they love the chat that we have. It's a family chat. It's a family organization. That's what it's all about. That's why we work hard. And I got to be honest, we have some trolls. And you know what? And I say to them, get a life. Get a life of look at yourself in the mirror and just say to yourself, first of all, you should thank your lucky stars every time you go to bed and you wake up in the morning. Say thank you, because there's no guarantees today or tomorrow. That's number one. So instead of spreading garbage, do something. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I could go out and maybe I see an elderly person, can't walk, has groceries because they have no family. Maybe you could help them to cross the street. That's something you should be doing. Not going on and trolling people, making fun of people, running your mouth for no reason. It makes no sense to do something like that. It's idiotic and it's stupid and it makes no sense. The way you want to be treated, if you want to be treated with respect, respect other people, then you'll get the respect. But I'm telling you right now, we are being watched by the biggies right now because we're getting close to the 1,000. You people, you've got to get it in your mind. If you continue to do the couple of people that are doing it, if you continue to do it, I'm telling you, they are going to knock you off for good of social media. This isn't a joke. It's not a threat. It's not. But I'm giving you fair warning that you're being watched. I'm telling you. So don't do it. This is the wrong time to do it. There's never a right time. So take your stuff, either go somewhere else or become normal and do things the way you should. Do you have a job? Do you go to school? Do you have family? Do you treat them that way? So enough is enough. And that's all I'm going to say on that. But the bottom line is, it's not like we have 50, my other, this channel has like 50, we need 50 subscribers so that we can go on YouTube Live. Now, that's another thing, but that's besides. But YankeeMania is on the verge of 1,000 subs. And because of that, YouTube takes over. They give you some different perks, and that is sponsors. They acknowledge that they acknowledge the show. They send it out more and more and more. So you think they're not going to be listening and watching? When we get a sub right now, they analyze that sub. And if it's no good, they boot it. They boot it. And I can't say it any clearer than that. Be careful what you're doing. Even though you're doing something lousy to us, we have a heart. Stop it. And grow into something that you can be proud of. Maybe you got to try that. Be proud of what you do in life. It might help you. And if you're alone and you have nobody to talk to, well, you know what? We have an email. You can talk to us, but you got to meet us halfway. You can't put anybody down, and you just got to stop and think to say, hey, you know what? Maybe that guy's right. Maybe, and I've had people apologizing, but there's a few out there that are really, really bad. But you want to continue to do that. Now's not the time. It's never a good time. I'm telling you guys, YouTube is going to take there's a special code, and it doesn't matter how many you make. You're going to be stopped. You're going to be blocked. And then what are you going to say? You know how embarrassing it is to your friends? I can't go on social media. I can't. So I'm just saying to everyone, just be thankful for what you have. Enjoy life where there's no guarantees. And it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. I mean, there are kids born with cancer. There are kids that are born that they can't make 2 years old and all of that. Don't you think that's heartbreaking to a mother and a father, to grandparents, to the families, to brothers and sisters? So think about that. And when you think about that, it's not a laughing matter anymore. That's what life is all about. And we're here to put a smile on your face. That's what we're here for. I'm sorry I went off a little the topic, but it's something that needed to be said, and you know, and all of that. Yes, thank you. Was that Wendy or Jacob? Yeah, Wendy. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And also down here, we do have now Ken from Yankees The Ugly Truth, who's obviously, as you know, a big part of this show, has a great channel, puts out a lot of fantastic shorts. And without further ado, let's welcome Ken. First of all, Ken, besides anything else, we know that you're visiting your beautiful mom. How is she doing, and what's going on?
Well, she's fearsome, so I guess that means she's doing okay.
Good. We're glad. So you have a few more days before you go back to the old ranch, huh?
Yep. I fly back on Saturday, and my wife's been giving hell to contractors at the house. Now she's walking in my shoes for a little bit. I got a few minutes. I just wanted to congratulate y'all on starting your secondary stream. You put a good product out. I'm gonna call you a pirate though, because you still stole Sean. Screw you on that.
What?
He was my guy on Yankees The Ugly Truth, and now he's the mainstay here on YankeeMania.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but come on, we're family.
You're a freaking pirate. You took my booty.
So bad.
But yeah, good. I mean, you're doing great work. It's good to separate the content so that your baseball core people have that as a platform, and you're expanding, doing a hell of a lot of other things, and it gives that an area to breathe and grow. Plus, you have a lot of support with DJ for the wrestling, and Nick with his cooking and entertainment stuff. You've got Evan knocking out basketball, doing, well, he does the play-by-plays on the normal play-by-plays baseball on YankeeMania, and apparently Jason is about to get into the college March Madness field. It's a lot of intense basketball in a short period of time. And well done for all the support that you have, and you have other entertainers that have stepped up and helped you out. So if you haven't, hit the subscribe button, because guess what? It's free. Cost you absolutely nothing. But if you do it, make sure that you hit the notifications also. So every time they have a program that's coming up, you won't miss that opportunity. You can watch it live and not Memorex.
Big commercial in the 80s and the 90s, that's for sure.
Well,
but
old people like you and I would know what that one means for sure.
Well, I'm not gonna say that we're old, Ken. We're golden. We're in the golden. We haven't hit the golden age yet, and God willing, we will. But all I'm saying is, if it wasn't for you to have a huge talk with me one day when I was about to honestly pack it in, all of this would not have happened, because like everything else, I would have said, that's enough. I don't need this. I don't want this. But you saw something that could cherish, that really could blossom, and you did, and you had faith in me. You had faith in the show, and you know, if anything, I want to make you proud. I want to make you proud that we stood up, and we're doing everything we can, because you know, I'm a big believer in, you set out to do something, do it.
You know, Sean can relate to this, being a combat veteran. People are always trying to suppress you one way or another. I just sat back from the outside looking in. I knew you had a decent product. I know that you worked hard. Sometimes got a little bit of rage running on there, but for the most part, you know, very solid. So why let other people dictate what you're going to do with something that you're obviously good at and you enjoy doing.
I appreciate that.
And sometimes you have the jackasses show up in there, and the moderators should be doing their job handling that. However, on your new channel, I don't think you have any moderators yet.
Yeah, we got to put that's got to be.
So that's one of the ideal things that you have to do, so that you as a content creator can take care of the entertainment aspects, and the unruly people can get handled by the mods.
Yeah,
that's a discussion for another day.
Yes,
Uh,
it's going to be done.
But just keep trucking with what you're doing. You have a good product. I mean, hell, you passed my ass by with subscriptions by 300-400. That tells you something there.
Well, we also put a lot of shows together, Ken. I mean, in the wintertime, if you didn't start with the shorts, you probably, I'm not saying you wouldn't get subscribers, but you weren't on as much. And then during the season, you did a forum, to come on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But what you did with these shorts have been incredible, and you have gotten and you do very well with the baseball broadcast. I mean, just yesterday you picked up like 7 subs right there, and that's amazing. That's amazing.
Well,
I mean, that is so great.
Like I've told a lot of folks that you have, like Jason, Evan, and Johnny Salami. It's about painting a picture. It's not an opinion. So if you're clear and concise, you let the viewers, because there are a lot of viewers that don't have the broadcast. They can't see the game. So the only link that they have to, their team, whether it be the Yankees or a basketball team or whatnot, is your voice. If your voice is clear and it paints the picture for them, they will stay. And for me, actually, I truly despise Michael K's commentary. He annoys the hell out of me. So I started listening to other people. I would watch the game on TV and I would mute it, and I would listen to. I started with Max Covers TV, fantastic guy, and you want to talk about mentors? Max mentored me into starting my own channel, because I really didn't think that I was going to do it. I knew I had something to offer. I just didn't know how successful it would be, especially I'm an older guy, and in today's modern quick world, seem to be a dinosaur.
That's true.
One of the niches that I found is folks under the age of 30, I feel, have an attention span of 59 seconds or less. So the shorts play into that, is you can watch it, bang it out, and be done. And I have a lot of viewers in that age range now, where I didn't used to have any. So it's, when you're building a channel, it's building your niche.
You're right, 100%. And the more you do it, and then all of the shorts that you've done, all the innovative, and shout out to your son John also for what he's done. It's just amazing to know all of that, and little by little, with a kick in the butt from Ken once in a while, he tries to explain everything, and he does a very good job of it for me. And a lot of it, we have to say thank you to each and every one, because, like I said, it was hard enough just to put the streams together, and I'm just proud of what's going on here, and and everything like that. So it just means the world to me, what's going on and us moving forward, and all of that. So, but we have to give really a lot of thanks to people like Nathan and Evan and Jason and Sean and Johnny Salami and Chef Nick, and also the extent to Caterina Michio for believing in us. Also, was Maria Venuto, Angelo. These are people that are very, very, very busy. Angelo could be performing in Philadelphia or California, Hawaii, and then all of a sudden he's on a cruise, and the very next day he came on our program. He didn't have to do that, and he told me, he said, first of all, at that time any Brooklynite is a friend of mine, he said, and number two, my daughter's been on the show and she loves the show, so that's why I decided to do it. And not to mention, I've always been a big fan of Angelo's my whole life, because I've seen him perform in weddings. I've seen him perform on the Italian channels coming straight from Italy, and also in Feast and in the Columbus Day Parade. So we go back a while, and so people take time. And the other thing too here, guys, and the guys here on the panel know, all the guests that we go that come on, they not only want to come back, but they want to have like a get together, have fun, and all of this. There are people on here that are like, the lives are incredible. Like yesterday with Tony, where could she possibly find the time? But yet today she was great, so nice. We got a text. She put us all over her social media. That's how much she liked the show. She didn't have to do that. And she did that. That was all her. So, it means a lot. It means a lot. These little things that we can do to help each other. And it's fantastic. So, so that's the reason really for this show, everyone, to to let everybody know why the two changes, why sometimes we have to change the time of certain shows. And I hope we've clarified a little bit more now to you, and you have an understanding. And there's not enough time in a day. I know you say 24 hours, but it's really too short. We need more. We need more hours, guys. We really do, to do everything. So, it's just amazing to me. Really, it really is amazing. What we're seeing, what is getting done here, and sometimes I have to knock myself on the head, saying, "Wow, we just had what a stream we had," or "We really did that," or "This person really cared enough to come on with us," and that means everything. But without you, without subbing, without pressing that like button, there's nothing we want more than you guys doing that. For all of our channels, for all of them, it's for free. Like Ken said, you're not paying anything. We're not asking you for anything. We're only asking for your support, and your like button, and you grab, like Chef Nick goes, it's like this. Press that like button and subscribe. That's all that's got to be done. That's all we're asking. So I am so glad that we could share our time this way, So Jason, we are really looking forward to your calling of the play-by-play. Also, we have to you got to get the games that remember it's two channels, but even though they're separate channels, it's not that easy to get doing a Yankee game and doing another thing at the same time. So either it's simulcasted or it's alone, or unless it's a real important, because obviously the Yankees take preference. The Yankee channel does, is going to take the preference, because that is our baby right now. That this one is going to be, but it's got to, so. We got to look at the time slots and all of that. I'm sure we can work it out. I'm sure that we will definitely. And Ken, Ken is ready too. That in case something big has to be called, he will just put it. He'll put it on. And I'm working on something where maybe I can come, if it's possible. We're going to test it out. Come on the phone while you guys are doing basketball. I could do something with Ken on the streams and do it from YouTube studios. We're working that out. We're going to see. So we want to leave it open to all of us.
Well, and then you got the thing with this World Baseball Classic. So Friday night,
right?
Evan, and I think you are, right, Jason? Are you available?
Well, before
right,
and before that, Ken is doing. What game are you doing, Ken? At 6:30, I believe.
The Tampa Bay Rays against the Yankees. That's George M. Steinbrenner Field.
Oh, you're doing okay. So you're doing Tampa and the Yankees, and then okay. So that's going to start at 6:30.
We knew about Lou Holtz. Joe mentioned him to begin the stream.
Yes, yeah, we definitely we had a moment of silence.
Jason, are you concentrating on one particular area like the Northeast for March Madness, UConn, and the teams up there that are generally movers, or are you flipping between the regions?
So my plan is to be flipping between regions. Whatever good games are on, I'll try to call whatever good games are on. So whatever region it is.
Okay.
And he also mentioned to me about a creator that might be interested in coming on, and he's got he's got quite a few subscribers. Matter of fact, I caught a little bit of the show live this afternoon. He's very, very knowledgeable, and again, I don't know. I have not heard from him, but from what I understand from Jason, he probably will give us a call. So I'm looking forward to that. And he's a very, very strong in basketball. But Jason knows a little bit more than I do. So Jason, do you see possibly getting together with this corral? We won't mention names because it's too early in the system.
Yeah, so whenever he's available, he's doing the Philadelphia 76ers game tonight on his YouTube channel, but whenever he's available, either like tonight or tomorrow or whenever he has time, he'll definitely reach out to you. So
awesome. And then we'll put him in touch with you, and you guys work out, because I know, like you said, very, very big basketball fan.
Yes.
So and it should be with Evan, Chef Nick.
Yeah.
And all of that, so that would be happening. Plus, I do want to mention to Ken. I know he mentioned it, but after he does the Yankee game on Friday, if he wants a pounce on later on to for the stream, he knows he's welcome to do that. So, like I said, guys, we're all in this together. It's a huge family product, and we're all in this together. So I want to thank everybody here. We really had a nice stream here. I really hope that if you nothing else, you now know why we're separating, because the Yankees are a special brand too, everyone. They might not have won a championship since 2009, but they are very special, as we all know. They still are baseball. I mean, you could argue the Dodgers, you can argue a few other things, but the Yankees are the Yankees regardless. It's a brand that's amazing, and the only way we can honor it is to have it stand alone, because they are standing alone in baseball right now with 27 world championships. So they don't have to share. People have to go after it. Now, the Dodgers, who knows? Sooner or later, I don't know. I don't wish any ill will to anybody. What I do wish, though, is the Yankees win their next World Series. And if we can do that proudly with YankeeMania on its feet by itself, and basically with and Ken Yankees The Ugly Truth, the same thing. Yankees win a World Series, they're going to be very, very proud, because it was on its own, baby, on its own. and that's the right way to do it. But YankeeMania gave us the vehicle to do the second channel, like Ken said, and to get a kudos from Ken means a lot to me and means a lot to the show, because he's been there, he's played baseball, he knows, and you can't take that knowledge away. You just can't. And we are very lucky here with each and every one of these people. So I really, and if you have any questions, just go to joeyankees28@gmail.com, joeyankees28@gmail.com. We'll answer them. And also, if you have an idea, like I said, if you have an idea for a segment, a show, and you really think you can handle it, send us what you do. We'll sit down, and I promise you, one way or the other, we'll help you. That's what we're here for. And I can't pick everybody's brain, but I also could listen to listen to you to change the time of YankeeMania with coffee, bagels, and Lavazza coffee and all that good stuff. So I there's no reason why I wouldn't listen to a lot of other things. You guys wanted the phone line? The phone line's coming. So you get, I mean, there's so much. We haven't even touched the thing that we're doing, the baseball softball game with actors, actresses, former ball players, hopefully some current ball players. We haven't even touched that service yet, but we will. So what I'd basically like to do now is everybody say what you feel, sort of like an end result, but take your time, express yourself, and just say what you feel from the heart, each and every one of you. So Ken is the veteran, so Ken's going to go last. We're going to go with Jason. Jason, you start first.
All right. So, yep, everybody again, thanks for, being here on this great night. We are expressing our new channel for entertainment. Everything else besides Yankee content will be on the YankeeMania show only. This other channel is meant for everything else. So guests, play-by-plays of other stuff, other sports, everything else. So yeah, just looking forward to all the great times we're gonna have on this channel. So for the trolls out there, I just want to say, it doesn't matter what you say. If you come on here, you can say whatever you want. It doesn't matter what you say to anybody. If you're being mean, harsh, what matters is if you actually do it. If you actually come on here and actually say it live in front of us. Otherwise you're just talking a lot of smack and junk, and it doesn't matter. You're trying to make the best person out of yourself, and it's not working. So if you think that's a fun thing to do, well, try something else. So you're not getting away with it here. So that's my message to all the trolls out there. All the great people in here, like Billo, Wendy, even Travis, everybody else that comes to support us in this chat. Thank you guys very much. Your support means a lot. Keep showing that support. You guys mean a lot. Everybody means a lot on here. Johnny Salami, Chef Nick, Nathan, everybody else that's not on here tonight. You guys are really special to us, and we just appreciate everything you do. So with that said, everybody have a great night, and peace out.
Before we go on, we're just getting some word from Nitin. He's saying that tomorrow we have the 12 o'clock show with McKenna Guerrero. Unfortunately, she has a bad stomach flu, and she has to reschedule. There's no way she could come on. She's really feeling bad. She feels bad. She apologizes, and we are going to work something else out with her. So YankeeMania will come on at its regular time at 9:30 tomorrow morning, guys. So make a note. I will cancel. I will have that stream for YankeeMania. So anybody that has that stream, you can keep it. but we're just changing the name of it. So McKenna, get better, and we're looking forward for you to come back. All right, next, let's go with Evan.
All right. Yeah, so just wanted to mention too that the WBC games, the ones that we do call on the World Sports Media and Entertainment channel, those will be on here for the WBC, because obviously it's not just the USA, but for the world too. So we want to try to gain international viewers as well, like I think Ken has. And I can definitely see why. He does an amazing job. Thank you, Ken, of course, for being a great asset to our channel here, and your son too, for helping out with all of the backstage production type of things. He's great with that, and we appreciate everybody's support, of course, for coming into both channels during the live play-by-play games. Liking, subscribing, and sharing the channels out means a lot to us, and we just thank everybody for their support. Please continue liking and subscribing, especially to our new channel, this one, World Mania Sports Entertainment. And looking forward to doing a lot more on both channels. And then if I had more to say, I would say it, but I think I'm all good.
Good. Okay. Well said, Evan. Well said. And next is Sean.
Yeah, no, yeah, guys. Prayers for McKenna that she may get well quickly, speedily. But also, guys, like and subscribe, and if you haven't already checked out Ken's channel, Yankees the Ugly Truth, go ahead and do so. I highly recommend it. Kid knows what he's doing, and he has a perspective as a former athlete as well as a veteran, and he understands baseball. That you'll learn a lot, and it'll be a whole lot better than a lot of these TV announcers who do terrible, by the way, especially ESPN.
The interviews
Yeah.
during the game.
Nonstop interviews.
If you'd have listened to my stream today, you could have heard me complaining constantly about it.
What was that about? We don't care about PK Hernandez and his stupid ass shoes.
We don't need
We
to
don't
know how
care.
many hairs in Alex Cora's mustache or beard or whatever he's wearing.
Looks like a bozo.
Yeah. Because I saw when they got real close up to it, like Cora's face. I was like, really? But yeah, no, and a lot of things, and then also, guys, I just put in the link in the chat for my history channel. I'd appreciate it if you guys would check it out. There, I did drop some videos on some Medal of Honor awardees, and yeah, guys, check it out there. But also, I mean, guys, we're growing right, doing the right things. It's great content. Come along with us. Well, here, and then yeah, I look forward to what the Yankees are doing, because they're looking great right now in spring training. Hopefully, they'll carry it on in the regular season, continue to have a special season that I believe they'll have. And also, let's go Team USA in the World Baseball Classic, and I'm gonna send it over to Ken.
Okay. All right, Ken. It's all yours.
Well, like I said, I came on here to congratulate you on starting the new stream and encouraging. I would like to encourage people to migrate and add the subscription to your new stream. I want the folks to know that for every hour show that you see on the stage, there's a couple of hours of work and coordination between a bunch of people to make things happen. So don't take that for granted, because the people that are working, guess what? They're not working for a fortune. A lot of time is spent to put a quality product out for y'all. And, we try to do our best.
Yeah.
Don't forget, everybody starts from somewhere. This channel started small and has grown. NY or World Sports and Entertainment Mania is going to do the same thing, and it will grow too. So be part of the ride and the journey. It doesn't cost you anything. So subscribe, help them get the 50 subscribers that they actually need so that they can start posting live stuff for y'all.
Right. Well,
And
that's
well done, Joe.
Yeah. No, thanks, Ken. Really, really outstanding. And we got another game to call tomorrow, right, Ken? Tell us about it.
Oh, it's a shitty game. It's the Twins coming to George M. Steinbrenner Field. And
and then that'll be a game we probably, well, now I don't even want to say the L word, so.
No, we're going to hammer them like stepchildren, even with our reserve guys that have all been playing.
Well, it's funny. Those are the streams that probably will do very well. You can't predict this business. You think you got the greatest game, Yankees Red Sox, and it's slower. But then you get Minnesota. It all depends the day, the time, who's available, who's not available. So it'll be good. I mean, we're still going to do it.
Well, part of it that you have to look at too is who's streaming. If you've got 10 different content creators streaming the same game, people tend to migrate to where they start at.
Right.
So hence, it's a little bit of a battle, but it's not anything that we can't overcome. And if we keep putting quality product, guess what? Just like the movie, it says they will come.
They will come. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. But
honestly, if it wasn't a worthwhile effort, we wouldn't be putting the effort into it. So it is worthwhile.
You're right. And who knows? This could really be the year, baby. 28 World Championship. We all get to see it, God willing. Let's go Yankees. And or we'll see you in the funny paper. No, I'm just kidding. So
Absolutely. There'd be nothing better that we would like to do would be to call a Yankees World Series game and have them win right here on the channel and celebrate with everybody. There would be nothing better that I would like to do.
That would be epic. That would be crazy.
I did call a Yankee World Series game, but it didn't work out so well.
Yes,
I know, right? Unfortunately,
don't worry, the tide will turn.
And the epic Game 5 loss that we had, I didn't call that one. I was at bowling, but I called the night before.
Well, the night before was a great game. I mean, we destroyed them.
I bet they had it on the TV at the bowling alley in the bar or something.
Well, the game was on in the lounge area, and they kept calling me to go bowl because I was in there, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Yankees are up 5-0. Look good." And then it went real quick.
I knew.
Was it right after you dropped the gutter?
No, as a matter of fact, I went out there and then I threw like a 7-10 split right off the bat, and I was like, "This is a bad sign. Something's going to happen to the Yankees." And that's when the error fest started happening.
Oh, with the drop ball, the judge never drops.
Yep.
99.100, he makes that catch. If not 100, it was just the devil getting. The Yankees were not meant to win, and that's it. Anything could have happened. It could have. It's just. Hey, listen, with the bases loaded, when the first baseman there, Freeman, it could have went either way. The Yankees were getting him outs throughout the seasons. The guy threw a meatball, and it landed to be an Italian sub. So I mean, what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do about it, but only move forward and take it from there. So, but yeah, guys, again, want to thank each and every one of you. Anybody else have anything else they want to say before we start our journey to an incredible channel?
What is your first big ticketed interview / program that you're doing on your other channel?
Well, we're going to do the WBC game on Friday.
And that's the first one.
Yeah.
We've already had a couple of interviews.
We had two interviews. One with country music star Raquel Aurelia, and then we had yesterday. We had Tony Ferrara, the fashion designer slash sports agent slash TV analyst with Fox Now.
Yeah, she was just awesome. I mean, absolutely. And then getting that and seeing us in the middle of I don't know how many thousands she's got viewers on her social media. I mean, remember she's with everybody. She works with Mariah Carey. She works with Underwood. She works with all the biggies and her friend. It's just amazing. So it's just great. I mean,
Did you just say she works with underwear?
No, Underwood. Underwood.
Okay.
And you really want me to change? You really want me to change colors, don't you? No, just kidding.
I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Underwear.
Carrie Underwood.
All right.
Got it.
Nah.
What does she have to do with the Yankees? Oh, nothing.
Well, that's why it's on entertainment. No, but seriously, guys, thank you so much. So please make that programming note as soon as we get off the stream. I'm going to change the 12 o'clock stream to 9:30. So we're going back on 9:30. On the panel, who could come up? Anybody? Yes, no, maybe. Sean is yes. Anybody else? Going once, going twice.
I don't think so. Tomorrow.
Nope. Okay. How about you, Jason?
Tomorrow morning we're talking about?
Yeah, 9:30.
Yeah.
I could possibly come on.
Awesome. All right. So we got two. And of course, Ken has carte blanche whenever he wants. I don't have to invite him. He just says, I'm coming on. Okay. Aye, aye, sir. So Ken, thank you always. And Ken wants to come on. Ken is coming on, period.
Sean, break out the M4s.
All right.
There you go. Well, everyone, thank you so much. We had a really nice stream, a little over an hour and 30 minutes. I really, really hope that you do have a better understanding on the two channels. And as you're going out, can you do a big favor and subscribe to both if you haven't? If you subscribe to one, can you do the other one? We really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
But
Thank you, panel.
the key thing to remember is if you subscribe, hit the notifications, ring the bell so that you know when they're on and when the programming is coming up. You don't miss anything.
Right. Even though YouTube does sometimes mess up and fail to send out the right notifications.
Right. And also, we and I've been saying it on almost every show. We have this is mind-boggling. 33 or 34% of people, there's a lot of people that watch the show every day. It's in clear and black and white. We see it. And they don't come, they watch the show, but they don't come to subscribe or press the like button. And it's like, it's beyond me. You're watching us all the time. Just press that button. Go over there. It takes like literally 2 minutes. Boom. But for some reason, I'm very happy that they're there, but we really could use the support and come and subscribe, at least for now, to get to, we need that 1,000, and we need more, 50 or more, of course, to grow for the entertainment channel, for World Sports Mania Entertainment. So please do that, everyone. We'd love to get to 50 ASAP. So we can do a live broadcast on YouTube TV, YouTube itself. So let's do that. And of course, don't forget about YankeeMania, which will be on tomorrow morning with breakfast, with coffee, bagels, Lavazza coffee, and you, the family chat. And of course, the Yankee game, 105, right, Ken?
Sure.
105,
Yes, sir.
Yankees Twins on Yankees The Ugly Truth, simulcasting on NY Yankee Mania. Thanks, everyone. God bless you all. God bless America. Stay healthy, everyone. Yankees rule, baby, and the chat rules, and the everybody here rules. You're all awesome. We love each and every one of you. Good night, everyone.